about what's going on inside the courtroom and outside the courthouse because it's two totally different vibes that are going on. I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit about what's being seen and observed out here, the mood and the vibe that was going on today inside of the courtroom as the defense was giving their cross examination. Now, I know I came live a little bit ago and I gave y'all an update on what was going on, who Mia was, what the testimony was about. Now I just want to talk to y'all about some just regular everyday things that are going on surrounding this trial. Now, one of the things that were brought up this morning was that they didn't want certain messages and threads being brought into evidence because of the hearsay that's going on, the rumors, the stuff that has nothing to do with the case. A lot of you guys come in the comment section and a lot of y'all want to talk about Usher. Y'all want to talk about Justin Bieber. Y'all want to talk about Biggie. Y'all want to talk about the Tupac stuff. All of the things that we have heard circulating around for years. You want to talk about the unaliving of Andre Harrell, Kim Porter's untimely passing. These are the things that you guys want to talk about. But guess what? These are the things that are not being discussed in the courtroom. And they're the things that they are working diligently to try to keep out of the courtroom because it is separate. It is completely separate. You also have people that are torn and divided. You have people down here that are riding by, screaming out, "Free Diddy." That was happening earlier today. You have people that are stopping and they're saying, like, I don't see the racketeering. So, they don't think that it's going to stick. You have people that are seeing where it's going to stick at. But the vibe is the vibe. And it's completely different no matter which way you go. You might turn this corner and see somebody talking about how they feel like he's guilty. You may turn another corner and see somebody talking about how they feel like he's innocent. This is what's going on. And when it goes to being inside of the courtroom, the only thing that I can't give you a firsthand account of is what the temperature of the jury is looking like, their facial expressions and things of that nature. But I did promise y'all that I would try to get into the main courtroom at some point before I leave here. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, then please don't be mad at me. Just know that I tried. Know that I tried. But you also have to remember that I'm traveling from Jersey to here. The court is very much crazy. It's very much crazy. Okay. 1 minute you have a good testimony coming along, and then you start seeing it being torn to shreds, and then it's like the government has to come back and do CPR and revive the testimony back to life and leave people. It's about what people leave the impressions of on you with. Like, what is the impression they've left? Now, for me personally, today when I was sitting in there and I was watching the defense do the examination of Deontay Nash, I can tell you the vibe around that overflow room, people were tired. Like, they were just people yawning. There were people, they were writing stuff, yes, but there was also some people that at one point everybody just stopped writing and was just looking like, to where when he finally moved on to another subject, people were saying, finally, because he was taking a long time. Even Deontay at one point in time told Donaldson, okay, I'll bring it on home for you. Did I hook her up with Michael B. Jordan? Yes, I did. Because he was like beating around the bush to getting to the question, and he saw where it was going. It was like a multitude of questions that came before the answer, before he even got to that main question that he was going to ask. But it's one thing to be at home watching it and commentating on it. It's another thing to actually be out here and be in the midst of everything that is going on. Totally different vibes, okay? As we speak right now, Mia is upstairs and she is testifying to some things. I am only going to be down here for a little bit longer because I need to make a dash, but she has already testified to some of the things that she witnessed when it came to Cassie. Some of the things that she would, hold on one second. Ura, you're welcome. Let's see. You know what? I don't see my people in here. I gotta get my people in here because I don't see my people in here. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like when my people not in here. Y'all going in the trial? Ain't going in? Hold on, I'm putting out the hootie hoo for my who is who. because I am not trying to be out here all by my own. All right. Hey, Pepper Seed. See, I'm looking for my people. There go Jocelyn. All right, here we go. Samson. All right. You talking about shake my dreads. I don't have dreads. I have locks, honey. Difference. Um, what I will say to you is I am looking forward to this week's TMZ. If y'all don't watch it, I watched the little thing that Harvey does where he has Nancy Grace and Mark Garagos there, and he has a lot of people that are there, and they're giving their perspective on things from different points of views from lawyers. Now, I'm going to say this right now. Um, from my standpoint, y'all already know if you've been coming to the channel, you know that I do talk about the 35 predicate offenses of a RICO. Okay, that's what I talk about. But a lot of people are still saying that they don't see the racketeering. But what people aren't also understanding is that all he needs is to be convicted of two things. And I can tell you right now, the X trafficking and the I forgot what it's called, but engaging in prostitution, I feel like that's been there. Unfair labor practices, those types of things are all part of RICO, you guys. So, I mean, at the end of the day, whichever way this trial goes, you've got to understand that we are basically depending on 12 jurors to make this decision. Not even 2 minutes in, and I got to drop this notice. Yeah, you stay on topic, you guys. What did I want to do? I wanted to, I don't know how I can make a chat. I can't make a chat. I can't make a comment in my own chat. That's crazy. Um, can somebody put my Cash App in the chat so I can pin it, please? But we are outside. We are in Manhattan. All of the hustle and bustle that is going on right now. People going on. You have some YouTubers that are still outside the courtroom. You got some lawyers going in. You got the news anchors that are outside, the camera people. You're not in there. Um, you know, it's a lot that's still going on out here. Did somebody put it? Henny, how you feeling today? I'm feeling, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm feeling a little out of it. It's not easy to go into a courtroom and sit and listen for hours about all of the egregious acts that somebody has committed against other people. Like it's very draining. If I'm gonna be honest with you, it is very draining. I don't know what the crowns mean. Oh, that's for the community leaderboard. I guess those are, I don't know if those are people that have sent gifts or what, but Izzy, you would be the person who asked that question, you would be number 4 and you're tied with Pepper Seed. I don't know what those experience points are for. Thank you. Rhonda Cobb, what is all lies? Please tell me what the lies are. What's the lies, honey? Yeah, you're number 4, but unfortunately, they didn't give you a crown. I don't know why they didn't give you a crown. Thank you for sending a flower. Oh. There's about 1 more hour of court left. So I don't know what's going to happen. I didn't even go upstairs, honestly. Yes, now you're number 2. Well, how did you become number 2? Did the judge allow for their crazy 7 hour sessions? We didn't hear about that. We didn't hear about that. Oh, it's for gifting. Okay. You guys can hear me, right? Are you with Diddy or against him? I am with the truth. And right now, the prosecution is hammering. They are hammering every person they have come in to testify. They have added another piece. They have put another block on. They're building. Like right now, the prosecution is building. So now it's to see what's going to happen. Is the defense going to come and knock everything down? What's going to happen? I just hope that it's not more of the same type of questions and long, drawn out. I'm just really hoping that that is not what this turns out to be, because they're not going to stand a chance if that's the case. And like I have said before, it is rumored that Diddy is supposed to be taking the stand. I don't believe that that would be in his best interest. Oh, y'all can't see me. I don't believe that that would be in his best interest for him to take the stand. I don't. I think that that is going to be him committing some type of egregious act against himself. It's not gonna work for his betterment, because already they've opened the door with so much with the testimony that they've already gotten. And they're going to just keep building. The prosecution's gonna keep building. And I'm gonna say to you, like, I don't mind when people come in here and people start talking and they start saying things like, oh, we don't see the RICO, we don't see the RICO. Where's the RICO? I have no problems with educating you, but please do not come in here and be disrespectful just because you don't like what's being said. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all have different opinions. We all have different views. We're all unique individuals with our own mindsets. Some of us happen to vibe on the same timing, see the same things, but there are those who refuse to see it, regardless of how much you explain things to them, try to break things down. Me personally, I'm not like a lot of the other content creators that I have come across that are up against, like, try to backbite because of the views that I have. I actually do go and do my own due diligence. I took the time to go look up RICO. I took the time to go look up what the RICO, the 35 predicate offenses of RICO are. I took the time to actually sit and start aligning it up with the case to see what it is. How is it that they're able to come with this? Like, what people don't realize and people don't understand is you can't just slap a case together and just go to court and think that it's going to stick. This has to go across a judge's desk. Okay? The case has to be approved. I can't be a lawyer and go in here and say, hey, I'm just going to bring up a case against Joe Schmo because, and this is what I'm going to say that the case is about. So it is what it is. For those of y'all who say free Diddy, you're entitled to say free Diddy. For those who say keep Diddy, you're entitled to say keep Diddy. Who's doing the race thing? Do not bring that in here. And guess what? For all of us who are seeing it, including lawyers that are seeing it and all of that are breaking this down and all of that, we could all be wrong. For all we know, we could try to come in here to go to court tomorrow and Diddy and them to pull the fast one and said, listen, I want to take a deal. For all we know, somebody could have actually did something that would be mistrial worthy. We don't know how this is going to go. Oh, okay. All I know is Johnson and Johnson baby oil stock is up since Diddy done been in Click City. That's what I know. I don't know about the Astroglide, but I do know baby oil is up in stocks. Last time I checked it, it was 0.77% up in stock. And yes, I still use it after my showers. I'm telling y'all, if Diddy comes out, he's going to create his own line of oil. It's going to be called Sean John Baby Oil, available at Macy's. It's going to be available at Macy's, okay?
Let me just like breathe, okay?
I don't know. What I will say is when we go all the way back, I'm glad that Dawn Hughes' testimony is not being thrown out, because Dawn Hughes' testimony was very important, not just for this case, but for cases in general, period. For people who are now looking at things, and for all of those people who feel like, oh, that's not a crime. Well, maybe you need to go look it up, because a lot of things that we have made social norms are actually not. They're not norms in the judicial system. It's just not that. It's just not that. No matter how much people try to make it normal, it's not normal. And if you've never been or dealt with somebody who's been in DV, you'll never understand the mindset of a person who's been in DV. You'll never understand what it's like to be economically restrained. Please stop using Johnson products. We need you. I don't use Palmer's baby oil. I do use Palmer's oil from time to time, but I like my Johnson and Johnson. Okay, Johnson Johnson. It's low on the pockets. Don't cost that much on the pockets, and it's been doing my skin great when I get out the shower. Fed's got a 99% success rate. How come other artists or friends beating the streets for him? I don't know. I don't know. I can show you what's outside the courthouse right now. This is what's outside the courthouse. There's not a bunch of people out here chanting and rallying and doing all of that. There's one person out here that has on a Free Diddy t-shirt that he's been wearing for the past couple of days. So then there's that. Damn, Lil Monster got double timed out. The weather hasn't gotten better. It's just not as cold. And the people have begun lining up to hold places for everyone. There's the line. People are sitting there holding it. Rhonda and Little Monster. Hello from the other side. Let me go ask Udo where the 2 train is, because I'm about to go get on the 2 train. I'm not staying out here. I got a boogie uptown. My channel, Hennessy Reviews. It's like Hennessy, but you put an A before the Y. Y'all wanna meet somebody? This is the real rap show. He has been out here catching all the content. And he's one of the content creators that shows y'all all the movement that is going on. His channel is very dope. Y'all go and check out the real rap show, because he's doing his thing.
Thank you. So for those that are new to me and don't know what my channel is, I pretty much narrate stories of legendary drug dealers. People, some have passed, some are incarcerated, some are still here. I try to regurgitate those stories to keep those legendary people names alive. You know what I'm saying? That's what my channel is mostly based on. But I cover protesters, trials, everything that happens within my city. I'm there. So I'm out here covering the Diddy Trial, showing y'all what's going on outside the Diddy Trial in live time. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I didn't come across your channel until this trial, and I guess it's because, what you cover, you start to see on your timeline.
Right.
So I started catching you I look for you. I want to see what was going on when I was upstairs in the courthouse. Now, were you out here for R. Kelly as well?
No.
No?
No. I did some of R. Kelly's in Brooklyn.
Okay.
At the U.S. Courthouse downtown.
Okay. All right, so you did capture that too, though.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all could go over there and check that out as well, because I know a lot of y'all are like running the trial side by side. Now, have you been upstairs?
No,
No, you don't care to go upstairs and hear none of that. Okay.
nah. I pretty much just want to show the people around the world what's going on outside. A lot of people are not from New York.
Right.
This case is headline news,
Mm-hmm.
and it'd be a lot of action going on out here.
Yeah.
You know, so alongside what's going on upstairs, outside is where the real people at. Shout out to her because it takes a lot to come out here every day and do this to bring y'all these stories. You know what I mean? So shout out to all the content creators that's out here taking the time out of their day and their life to do this, man.
That's
for
a
y'all,
fact.
you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. And it's, I'm telling you, it's draining going in there every day listening to that stuff. I mean, I'm not a residual spirit that could just take a lot of that in. That's a lot to take in.
Right.
And it really does mess with the mental to hear that, because like I've told them, you know, I'm a 78th baby. So that means I was here for the beginning. I'm from New York. I was here for the beginning of Bad Boy. And so now to see where everything has led to, it's like, wow. And then this is an important moment in hip hop, whether people realize it or not. Like, this is one of our moguls that started from the bottom and grinded all the way up, that is now sitting inside of a federal courthouse. And we're hearing all of these egregious acts and trying to piece it together. Like, did he do it or did he not do it? Or, you know, it's a lot. And so people are very passionate about this case.
Right. Right. So I don't know. Hopefully he get out, but we'll see.
So what do you think is going to happen with either verdict? Make a prediction. If it comes back that Diddy is not guilty, what do you think is going to happen outside the courtroom?
If he's not guilty.
We're going to start there. If he's not guilty, what do you think the temperature is going to be like out here on the streets?
I think a lot of people are going to be happy about it.
And if he's found guilty?
Well, this case is like a two-sided thing. A lot of people want him to be found guilty. Some want him to be found not guilty. So I don't know.
See, that's how I feel. I'm like, I don't know if I even want to be out here on the day of the verdict, because I think it's going to be crazy. To be honest with you, I was expecting a lot more people out here than what's out here. It's not a lot of people out here, guys.
Yeah, I've been wondering, like, where's his celebrity friends? Why haven't they come to show their face to support, to walk his mother in the court? I'm not going to say any names, but y'all know who they are.
Right.
That was his brothers and his sisters when he was out here. They haven't showed their face here not one time, and that's kind of, for him to have all those celebrity friends and nobody is here in support for him but his family.
You know what I have seen though? I've seen the guy Gilmore who wrote a book. He was out here. I spoke to him. Gene has been out here. There was another guy out here yesterday who was speaking from being on the inside. And then you have a couple of other, they're a little more low-key, low quiet. They may not say too much, or they might feel people out, and then they'll come up to you and be like, I'm just here because I want to see what's going on, because back in this time, he did this, and this to me. So you got a lot of people that have been wronged by him. In their eyes, they've been wronged by him. We're going to say allegedly for the channel, that they're out here too, lurking around, peeking in. Like Little Rod was here the first day to peek inside the court to see what was going on. And they're here, but the support that he had, everybody that went to that 50th birthday bash, the white parties, all the Diddy parties, they getting in. Nobody is here. And I came across a video the other day of a celebrity, we won't say a name. They were stopped in the airport and they asked, well, have you heard from Diddy? They walked away. They walked away. So it's like, this is also a cautionary tale that's showing you that everybody that sits with you when you at the top ain't for you, because when you fall, they're not going to be there. What do you think it's going to be like for him if he walks up out of here today or tomorrow?
I was talking about that the other day too. I think his best move would be to go out there to like Valley where Russell Simmons is at and disappear for a while, because your image, what this case has done, if he does get free, it has tarnished his image.
Now, I said, I'm not going to dispute what people are getting on the stand and they're saying. I'm watching them. I'm seeing their body language. I'm hearing the stories. I'm hearing it. So I can't dispute what they're saying. That's their truths. But we can't deny the fact that all of this started happening after that liquor company.
Diageo.
Yeah, see, I was trying not to say their name. I got in trouble last time I did a video on them. Because I mean, I dig into court docs. I dig into the paperwork and all of that stuff, and we were able to pull all of that and unredact some of it. And yeah, we do a lot over here on this channel.
Okay.
And so I dug into it, but I'm just saying is that it just, you can't take that away, because what I've tried to tell people is when you get your money from old money, your new money, you can't buck up at them like you, and old money runs deep into all facets of life, especially this level here. So to say some of this stuff ain't true, you could say that, but it's something for them to be able to pull this case. And that's the sad part, and that's why I be telling people, be careful what you do to get to the top. Because if you're willing to break your moral compass, that means they're willing to sell your soul. And you're going to end up a slave to them people. This could be a humiliation thing for him, to humble him at the same time, where they're going to let out every little secret that he got, to humble him and let him know, like, you're going to take a spanking so you know who you're dealing with.
Right. Right.
Please don't strike my channel down.
My bad, yo.
No, it's okay. But it's a lot. It's a lot of layers to this.
It is.
Well, y'all be sure to go check out The Real Rap Show. Thank you so much for giving me a moment of your time. He's been catching. He even caught the little moment I had out here for a second. He was catching that. Like, yeah, he just be creeping through.
You know what I do? You know.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
welcome.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
All
Have a
right.
good day.
You
Peace
too.
out.
Hey, how are you? Did you get your signatures?
I did. I
You
don't know if I got
did?
enough, but I got some.
You want to do a little shout out to any? You got it already?
I'm so tired.
You tired?
I was running for mayor.
He's running for mayor of New York City. Well,
New York.
well, we hope that you get it.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
All right, y'all already know this crazy dude right here.
He says, yo, y'all better, yo, bro, went down, bro. Went down, bro. Went down, bro. Nah, man, Henny, you gonna have to get these people an update. Tell these people what happened in the court, man.
What had happened? What they want to know? What you want to
Get these people
know?
on go, man. Tell these people everything
What
they
you
need
want to
to
know?
damn
What you want to know? You want to know how?
Tell these people everything. Let me clip this right here, man. You shit on go? Yeah, that shit on go, man. Tell them people what you telling them, man.
All right.
Because
So,
Henny in the court, man. You know I'm out here fooling.
Uda be coming into court too. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him fool you. Okay. So, so what y'all want? Y'all want to know about what happened with Deontay? Listen. So boom, let me tell you. Deontay came up in there sashaying into the courtroom. Okay, he came in there. He sat down. Donaldson was trying to get him. Donaldson couldn't get him though. Couldn't get him though.
Donaldson is a pit bull in there.
Let me tell you something. Donaldson looked like a chihuahua in there today.
Oh.
And I'm not lying. No Diddy. Okay? No Diddy. It got to a point where Deontay said to Donaldson, let's bring it. I'm going to bring it on home for you. You want to know if I hooked up with Michael B. Jordan? Yes, I did. Because he was tiptoeing his way to it. And Deontay was getting tired. We was even tired. We was even tired of it. The whole courtroom was sitting there. We're like... But at the end of the day, I will say this. It was revealed that Deontay and Cassie have been friends since 2008 all the way till now. He talks to her every day. He was even the one who helped her get dressed for court, picking out outfits for her. But they never talked about the stuff that was going on in the trial. But they have a very solid friendship. They talked about how, you know, at Cassie's 29th birthday, how Diddy wanted to take her to the hotel, wanted to do a freak off then, and Cassie didn't want to go. Okay, she didn't want to go for her birthday. She said she didn't like going to the hotels. But you know what Donaldson did? He harped on her going to hotels even after that situation, trying to make it seem like, okay, just because she went to the hotel, that means that she don't like the hotel. But that's not what that one thing has nothing to do with the other. But Deontay came in there and he did his thing. He was no booing and oh girling up there on the stand. He was very animated. He kept it alive. But Donaldson, today just wasn't his day. Now Mia came up in there. Mia, Diddy had her stressed out. Diddy had her working 5 days a week straight with no sleep.
Beyonce stepping. Look at Beyonce, y'all.
Until she started hallucinating. She couldn't hear. She couldn't think straight. She was seeing things. That's when Diddy decided that she could lay down and go take a nap. That's when he said, go lay down. It's just madness up in there. It's madness. But what I will tell you is it's a bit drawing. It's a bit daunting. It's a bit much to be up in that courtroom every day listening to
OOTA on go. That's my YouTube. Get the whole world on
it's a bit much to listen to this every day because you're listening to somebody talking about egregious acts that somebody has allegedly committed every single day. You're hearing about freak offs. You're hearing about slavery basically being worked 20 hours a freaking day, 7 days a week. No sleep.
Nasty work.
Okay, you're hearing about how blacklisted. I left Diddy, now I can't get a job nowhere else. And I'm begging him to come back. And I gotta be nice to him so he don't blacklist me. Like, these are the things that we're hearing that is not being talked about in mainstream media. It's not really being talked about because all everybody is worried about is the pool full of baby oil and Astroglide. And the rubber duckies.
Slip and slide, homie. Slip and
that's
slide.
what they're talking about. But in the courtroom, that's not all they're talking about. There's more that's being talked about inside of that room. There's other things besides XX. There's more than that. There's more than drug use going on. We're talking about employees turning their heads while things are going on. Employees' names being used to go pick up prescription drugs, which is illegal. Employees' names. Yo, Ryan Lopez, one of the assistants. That's the name of it on the hotel room. Remember? Mm-hmm. The guy said the name was registered to Ryan Lopez. That's one of his assistants. That's the work. Like, we're hearing a lot of other stuff. Remember, he was burning that.
Remember, Diddy was getting so much. They was even one of them say they got Capricorn said she was getting meds on Diddy's name, but he been burnt out the name that he couldn't even use.
He used all that he could for getting
He couldn't even use it.
He couldn't get no more. He had to use somebody else's name. So that's why he started using his assistants' names. Because he's using his name so much, they like, yo, you're clipped. You can't get no more. It's crazy. It's a lot of stuff that's going on. Trust me. So when listen, y'all stay up on Uda on Go. Y'all come on over and say reviews. Y'all go over to Uda on Go. Like, come on, we giving it to y'all.
Girl Henny.
Every day. Every day.
After that girl Henny. Trust me. See how she updating it. Trust me. That's what I love about this trial is that. My bad. I'm sorry. What I love about it. Appreciate you. Have a good day, y'all. That's what I love about this is that everybody cover it in their own ways, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, we all get into the content, man. We all get into the content. You know, I love y'all all.
Back to you, Bensworth. What was that? Farnsworth Uda?
Farnsworth Uda.
Farnsworth Uda? Yo, which way is the 2 train?
No, 2 train.
That's the 4. Straight down there? Is it far? He's like, I don't know. I know what train is over there. Because I got to head out to Westchester. I got to go to Yonkers. So I got to go through the BX. They said Uda got his PI hat on.
You know that. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Listen.
You in Westchester? Where you at, Pepper?
The guy from the news came in and said, look, man, Uda the hardest one. Hardest working one, not the hardest one. The hardest working. Yo, listen, y'all.
I'm gonna try my best.
I get the lights up right now.
I want to leave now, but I think I'll wait. I don't know. Are they ending court at 3 or do you know? What time they ending court today?
I didn't give you the update they told me?
No.
4 today and 4 tomorrow.
Oh no!
Crazy! Wow. You didn't get that update.
Uda,
please, 4 today and 4 tomorrow. Yeah,
please send me. I will, yeah, because you'll forget, and then I gotta text you after court.
Call me too.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I'd be like, I don't want to call him. I just text him.
Bro, but you have to. At least I see that. Sometimes all kind of shit. Everybody.
Uda be on go for real. So.
Text me, call me. No matter. We both. We both.
All right, Uda. I see you. Love you too.
Right.
You
but
too.
Put it in the maps though. Put it in the Google Maps so you can see the plots. It should be because they run parallel to each other. If the 6 is there, then the 5. Where's the 2 in it? Where's the 2 thing right there? 2 down here, right?
The 2 is on Chambers.
Straight.
Yes, somewhere on Chambers, somewhere down there.
It's further up than that train station there, though, right?
Yeah. No, that's the 6.
The 456 is
that way.
You go
yeah.
on Center Street, but you want to go straight down there, straight. This is Dr. Gillespie, man. He's
I know.
running for mayor, man.
I know.
I hope all of y'all gave him his votes.
I recorded him. Got you on my live. That's why I asked. I believe
I'm
it.
playing with this brother. What's up with them?
It's not gonna be.
He's
the next mayor of New York City, right here.
I don't know.
Come on, but we got to start for something and try for something, brother.
We're waiting for the petitions to be counted.
Yeah.
After that, we'll see. If not, I'm still working. If not, I'm going to work to make sure that we don't have to do this process.
Yeah.
It's about First Amendment rights. And the burden to get on the ballot is too high. Yeah. And so you don't have to show your ID to vote.
Right.
In New York.
Wow.
But they make you go through this whole process just to get on the ballot.
Which is crazy.
And so if you're not connected, if you don't have money, it's going to be extremely hard to make change in the city.
Yeah.
So I may pursue some action towards getting that knocked off because every New Yorker deserves the right to impact change in the city.
That's right.
And so it's not just about, being a Democrat, being connected. It's about every New Yorker making change. And if they put barriers up, they need to be knocked down.
That part right there. All right.
Dr. Gillespie, man.
Well, we are rooting for you. We are rooting for you.
On Instagram. Everybody run him up. Dr. Gillespie.
Gentlemen, I will see y'all tomorrow.
Dr. Brandon.
Have a good one. All right, y'all. We out of here. All right, so let me see. These are the seat holders. You see them. They got their seats out. They got their chairs out. They holding them spots. You see them. You see them. Uh-huh. Yeah, they holding them. See you tomorrow. They're holding them. They all come out. Court is usually over around now. So they must not have got the update that court is not over until 4 o'clock today and tomorrow. You thought I was going to say, you thought. Oh, no, you thought wrong. You thought hella wrong. I can say that I would sit here, but honestly, I'm only saying that because I have things to do today. I have something very important to take care of because I'm trying to get home. Yeah. So y'all tell me what y'all think. How y'all liking Henny on the Move? Oh, hell no. I just tried to finagle and see if maybe I could cheat a little bit. To see if maybe I could cheat a little bit, just a little something. And take a little Uber real quick. Y'all guess down in the comments how much y'all think that Uber said that it wanted to go from here to where I'm going. You're loving the networking? You guys are loving it? I feel like I'm watching you on the news, Reporter Henny. Well, we do have testimony from Mia that is being uploaded. Okay, Coco said 80, 200, 100, 100. Close. They got married. $127. You see me walking, right? You see me walking to the subway. Ain't nobody got time for that. Guys, it's been a long and exhausting day. I'm still trying to see how we can get the transcripts for you guys. Once I can get a steady plug to the transcripts, be back to doing what we do. She said, hell yeah, I'm with you. I will strike out walking in a minute. That part, like I ain't, you know. So let's have a seat right here, away from the noise of the Diddy trial, and let's have a little bit of a chit chat. Shall we? Let me pull the tripod. Let me go ahead and let me pull up the tripod. One of the best investments that I have gotten. Nigga, I would walk to Queens before I paid. Do you feel me, swagger? I am not paying that. I like you being there. We get a different perspective. You do. You get a different perspective, but you get the same Henny. You know, nothing has changed. I'm still me, still doing me. Still out here being the Henny that y'all love. Not switching up on anybody. Y'all get them likes up. We had almost 500 people in here. The temperature in New York is kind of calm. It's not as cold as it was before. It was cold the other day. Let's do a little quick check-in real quick. I don't like my comment. Don't like my comment. Who is this? Too bad. I don't know who this is. Independent 715. I don't know who that is. But whoever you are, many blessings to you, sweetheart. And do you seen Funny Marco asking Kershaw to prop? No, I have not. I have not. I've been consumed with this, if I'm going to be honest with y'all. This was a crazy day because we got to hear about Gina being in Miami. Because at first we're hearing about Michael B. Jordan and Cassie in Africa, but there was no backstory to it. There was no backstory to it. We had no idea that Gina was out there in Miami. Okay. Can you share who testified so far? What, today? Who testified today? Deontay finished up his cross-examination, and then he got redirected by the government, and he was done, so he left. And then Mia came up on the stand. Mia did testify to being raped by Diddy as well. I forgot to mention that to you guys earlier. So that has already come into play. As I was telling you, Mia was asked, you got punished, she said, in various ways, getting cursed out, my intelligence insulted, my job threatened, who did these things, Puff. She also said that she got raped. Okay. When they came back, they showed Mia a picture and asked her who it was, and it was Cassie. They then asked her, how did you know her? And Mia said, working for Puff, we became close friends. She was then asked, still today? And Mia says, yes. So then she was asked, how was your relationship? Mia says, highs and lows equal. So then they asked her, was there violence in their relationship? Mia said yes. Then they asked her, then they said, we'll get back to that. What was Mr. Combs' role with respect to her career? Mia said he decided on everything, shows, the look, everything. So then they showed her another exhibit, and they said, what is this? And Mia said, a mail from Cassie to Puff and others and me. They asked, when did you send it? Mia said, it was 4 a.m. It says 7 a.m., but we were in California. It was one of their hotel nights. So then they said, what did she write? So Mia says that Cassie was canceling, apologizing to Interscope and others. So then they asked, did Mr. Combs respond? Please read. So Mia said Cassie wrote about telling Slevin Hill. And so then they said, what did she mean? Do you think? So Mia said, Stephen Hill of BET, Cassie wrote no support, no show. So then they asked her, what did you why did you forward this email to Tony Fletcher, which was the person who was in charge of human resources at the time? She said, I had to keep her informed. She was in charge of bookings in hotels. Did you ever see Mr. Combs on a movie set? Mia says, yes. Everyone would be very nervous. He would insert himself. So they couldn't even do their job properly. Okay. So then they said, what was his role with respect to Cassie's appearance? Mia said he was in charge of it. Then they asked, did you have exposure to Cassie's finances? Mia says, yes. They asked her how. She said, I learned the company paid her credit cards and that the places where she lived were under his company name and her cars. So here we have Mia, his personal assistant, again testifying to the fact that he was in charge of all of her business. Mia said he'd keep tabs on her through me. So he was having Mia kind of like spy on her. Mia would tell. Meaning Mia, honestly, the way it seemed to me was like Mia was kind of fragile. Okay. What part of your job to spend this time with Cassie? So she says, was it part of your job to spend this time with Cassie? Mia says, yes, I had to do whatever Puff told me to do. So then they asked her, could you go where you wanted? Mia said, no, we had to be where Puff told us we could be. So that goes back to what she testified to earlier today in court when she was saying that she had left out of the house to go visit some of her friends, and that she got in trouble with Diddy. Diddy was like, sending security to go get her, and she got in trouble for leaving out without telling him what she was doing and where she was going. So they asked her, if not, meaning if she didn't tell him where she was going, or she didn't go with permission. Mia said something very scary. The punishment was unpredictable but terrifying. So then they go on and say, we'll talk some more about that as we get through your testimony. How would Mr. Combs communicate with Miss Ventura? Mia said sometimes through me. Then they asked her, did you see violence? She's what kind? So Mia said, I saw a lot of aftermaths and injuries she had. I seen him attack her and throw her on the ground. I seen him like crack her head open. I've seen him chase her, things like that. So then they asked, did she fight back? Mia said no, which is something that we saw in that video. She did not fight back. So then they asked her, what did you hear and see? Mia said suitcases being thrown into the foyer. They said, did you see Cassie after that? Mia said she was outside crying in a bush. She looked terrified. She gestured, I'm hiding, I'm not here. So then they asked, what did you do? Mia said, retreated. So that's speaking to a time when Puff put Cassie outside of her house. Then they went on to ask Mia, did you tell anyone? Mia said, I think the chef was in the kitchen. The sentiment was like, and then, of course, Steele came in and objected. Okay. They sustained it. So then the AUSA said, what did the chef say to you? Steele objected again. And then the AUSA said, not for the truth. The judge said sustained. So then they went on and asked her what happened in Cassie's apartment. And Mia said, we were there, me, Cassie, and Deontay Nash. And then they asked her what they were doing. Mia said, helping her pack for her big trip to London. Puff came banging on the door, very irate. So then they said, how did he get in? Mia said, key from the front desk. So now he's getting keys from the front desk to go inside of Cassie's room. Thank you guys for the super chats. I see y'all. They asked, what was Mr. Combs asking Cassie? Mia said, he said, have you been drinking or something? She hadn't answered his calls. So that's the same thing that Deontay testified to, that he came in that room so irate and was beating on her that Mia and Deontay jumped on Puff to try to, help Cassie, and he threw them. He was upset because Cassie didn't answer her phone, okay? So then they asked, what did Mr. Combs do? So Mia said he came after me and Deontay screaming. Has she been drinking? He was crazy, aggressive. He attacked her. He threw her to the ground. Me and Deontay jumped in and tried to stop it. So then they said, what did you do? Mia said, Deontay is very small in comparison to Puff. There was a little tornado going on. He had Deontay in a position where I was scared he was going to unalive him. So I jumped on Puff, but he threw me off and against the wall. I felt like I was in slow motion. I realized we were in big danger. He ran into the bedroom and grabbed Cass under her Cass. Under her bed is this wooden platform. He slammed her head into the corner. So then they asked, what injuries did Cassie get? Mia said her head was gushing blood. Then they asked her, what did Mr. Combs do? Mia said he got into protector / survivor mode. He said to call a doctor, so-and-so, tell them Cassie was drunk and hit her head. AUSA said, why did you do it? Mia said, Puff said to. Then Mia says, his eyes were black. It's like he was looking through me. He was like completely. And then the judge said, let's get a next question. So then they asked her, did you see Mr. Combs take drugs? Mia said, yes. They said, when he was high, how did he appear? Mia says, sometimes the life of the party or hyper. They showed her another picture and asked her where it was. So Mia says, Ibiza or Burning Man or music conference. So then they asked her, when he smashed her head, did he seem high? Mia said, no. Then they said, did you go to Prince's party? Now, this is where Prince came into play. Mia says, yes. Then they said, what happened the night before? Mia says, big award ceremony, suite in Beverly. He told me to stay with Cassie, that he was going to be at his house with the kids. But then I heard about Prince's party. So then they asked her, what did you do? Mia says, Cass and I debated like kids if we should sneak out the house and go to Prince's party. Prince performed on a little table. Then I saw Puff come in with his bucket hat. We locked eyes. I thought, oh crap, Cash just booked it. So she got scared when she seen him, but Cassie took off running. So they asked her, where did you go? Mia said, across the street. There were woods or bushes, but Puff caught Cass and had her on the ground. Puff started to attack her, but Prince's security quickly intervenes. They asked, and then later, Mia says, I went to another hotel. The next day, HR told me Puff was suspending me without pay. They asked her, why did she say why? Mia said, Puff said I was being insubordinate. Now do y'all see why I said heavy, heavy? It's got too heavy for me. What did you do? Did you snipe Swagger? So then the judge, they went for break, and Miss Meisner was asked how much longer on Mia's direct. Meisner said the rest of the day, we'd like her off the stand by the end of the week. Agnifilo, this is a problem. First it was a flight, now this. The judge says, I have not cut anything. So the judge says, I let Mr. Donaldson take the time he wanted. So Agnifilo says, I'm not blaming the court. It's a pattern I'm seeing. The judge says it's common courtesy. Agnifilo says, I don't know how long Mr. Steele's cross will be. They do need to put these things on the record. So the judge says, if we can complete this witness this week, fantastic. It keeps things moving. So Comey, who is the AUSA who's doing the questioning, says, many of our witnesses are flying from across the country. We need to know for flights next week. Maybe Mr. Nash's cross was twice as long as direct. Mr. Steele told us he anticipates his cross being an hour and a half to 2 hours, in no event longer than direct, not to hold him to it. The judge says, I want to keep on schedule. Steele says, how late will we be going? The judge says the latest 4 p.m. Okay. Now, we have subpoenas from Verizon phone records. Ms. Garagos has agreed that if Your Honor finds them admissible, you can give them to us and we to them. And then Garagos says that's fine. That's what Comey said. Smizer said, I'm sorry. So then Garrigo says that's fine. The judge says, let's get Mia back. Now, this was before they came back from the break, okay? So now they come back from the break. Smizer says, Mia, you were speaking about violence between Mr. Combs and Cassie. Have you traveled to Turks and Caicos? So she says, yes, to Pirate Key twice in 2012, me, Puff, and Cass. Smizer asked her what happened. Mia said, I was sleeping in my bedroom and I was woken up. Cassie ran in saying, you gotta help me. He's trying to unalive me. So Smizer says, what did you do? Mia says, we started pushing furniture in front of the door, trying to block it. Puff was banging and screaming. I had a porch that went out to the beach. We ran. So now here you have them in the room and they're running. They blocked the door with furniture and they're running out the porch out to the beach. Smizer asked, what do you remember about running? Mia said, I remember being amazed that even while running fast, we could be attacked by bugs. Smizer said, did you run another time? Mia says, I have another visual of where we were hiding, of trying to escape like 2 separate times. We got into paddle boards and went out onto the water. Puff was on the beach screaming at us. It was flat and we went far out. Puff got smaller and smaller on the beach. The sky got darker and Steele said objection. The judge said overruled. Mia said we went back. So imagine this, having to flee from your room and go out into the sea and paddle to get away. Whoo, Smizer said, did you ever call the police? Mia said no. Smizer asked why not. She said, I believed Puff's authority was above the police. This was before social media and Me Too. There were no examples of people standing up. I thought it was under the confidentiality deal with Puff's business. So then Smizer asked her, what's this? Now listen here. This is where you just hear what she said. She thought his authority was above the police. What? Crazy. Crazy. So it was a photo of Cassie eating a hot dog at the premiere of her movie, The Perfect Match. She was brushing, she had bruising under her makeup. I took this photo. So Smizer said, any other injuries covered up on a red carpet? So Mia says, yes, the Cannes Film Festival. Smizer says, what injuries do you see? Mia says, a busted lip. She was injured. Smizer says, where were you? Mia says, in her hotel room with Larry Sims, her hairstylist. Smizer, did you learn how she got the injuries? Mia, Cass has an audio recording of Puff attacking her. She had an audio recording of Diddy attacking her. I wonder why that wasn't played, or was that played in court? I have to find out from somebody. Did they play the audio of him attacking her, or was that one of the pieces of evidence that was objected to and it was not allowed to be submitted? I have to find out. This is what I'm saying. This is a lot. Imagine sitting in the courtroom for hours hearing this. I'm reading this, but it's not going as quickly as I'm reading it. Trust me. And there's stuff in between this that we don't have until I can get my hands on the transcripts. Okay. So Smizer said, how did Cassie sound on the audio recording? So Brian Steele objected and it was overruled. Okay. So Mia says, panicked. I heard the sound of someone getting hit. Smizer says, did you go to events? Mia says, the premiere of Brad Pitt's movie, Killing Them Softly. Smizer, what happened at the premiere? Mia, Puff was digging his nails into her arm and talking low. Y'all know that move when your mama used to squeeze your arm real hard and she'd be talking like this to you real low behind her. But that's what he was doing to her. Smizer, what would Mr. Combs ask you to do? Mia said, take care of her. I'd bring her arnica gel. And Smizer asked, what's that for? And she said, bruises. So Smizer said, let's turn to December 22nd of 2011. Mia, at Puff's house, the mood was darker than normal. This was more of a like, Puff was upset. Smizer says, what did he tell him? Mia says that Cass had been talking to somebody else. Smizer said, who? Mia said, Kid Cudi. Smizer asked, how was he? Mia said he seemed heartbroken. It was amnesia. I'd never witnessed Cash do something to really cause him to be upset. I felt something bad would happen. Smizer said, did you then see her? Mia says, in a black car with Capricorn Clark. Smizer, did you reach out to anyone? Mia, yes, D-Rock. Then they showed an exhibit of an email and asked her what it was. Mia said emails to D-Rock. Smizer said only the redacted one into evidence. Then Steele objected. So Smizer said he was security. The judge says, what's the foundation admitted? So they read the messages, right? Mia says, I wrote D-Rock and I worried about P. This feels different. Hit this email when you get it. Love you. So then Smizer says, were you romantically involved with D-Rock? Mia said, definitely not. That's just how we talked. Smizer, let's talk about the hotel nights. What was your role? Mia, I would sometimes take them there, unpack, set up. I would have to just be like on call essentially and clean up before housekeeping. So you hear the pattern. You hear the pattern. Being on call, going to set the rooms up, cleaning up before housekeeping comes. This seems to be the rules. This is the way that things went. Smizer, what would you bring? Mia, his lotions and potions. Pills and potion. Mia said Astroglide and candles, some of them cheap Glade candles without a label on it. They had to be white. Smizer, what else would you bring to the hotel? Mia, anything he forgot at the house, food, money. Smizer, how much? Mia, a a lot, like thousands of dollars. Smizer, do you remember seeing Cassie? Mia, at the London Hotel in New York, I brought something to the room. Cass opened the door. She was wearing a bright blue wig. Smizer, how did she appear? Mia, like she was struggling. I asked, are you good? She closed the door. Smizer, who told you to clean the rooms? Mia, Puff, and the office. It was standard to sweep the room so no housekeeper can sell something to TMZ. Smizer, how were the rooms? Mia, destroyed. Candle wax everywhere. I've seen broken glass, sometimes blood, oil on the walls. Candle wax everywhere, we've heard already from the hotel management. Remember, he had those notations on his account about how they would charge him an extra $1,000 because there would be candle wax and oil everywhere. Now Mia is saying candle wax, she's seen broken glasses and sometimes blood, and that there would be oil on the walls. Smizer, what would Mr. Combs tell you about the blood? Mia, that it was period blood. This goes back to what Cassie was saying about him making her have freak offs on her cycle. Oil on the walls. Smizer, what happened in Cassie's car in LA? Mia, Cass got a call, then told me he wants to do a hotel night. I don't want to. She got sick. Smizer, after the hotel night, Mia, man down. What are we listening to? What is being told to us? Smizer said, what did that mean? Mia said they stay in a hotel sleeping only up to eat. Smizer, did you do rugs before you worked for Mr. Combs? Mia, no. Smizer, after? Mia, yes, MDMA. Puff gave it to me. He said that I was now part of the Breakfast Club. I gotta catch up to Lauren LaRosa tomorrow. I gotta see how she feel about this Breakfast Club comment. Smizer, what did he mean? Mia, like the cool club. He said his MDMA was pure. I felt like I was now a friend hanging out and I could enjoy myself. Smizer, did you take ketamine? Mia, yes, at Burning Man. We were partying on a tour bus. He had the blackout shades down. He had the rugs on plates. I tried to say no. Smizer, what happened? Mia, Puff wouldn't get it, let it go. It turned it turned a little more serious that I was going to mess up the whole vibe. I tried to fake take it. He got close to my face and humiliated me. Smizer, how? Mia, he separated out a dose and made me snort it. I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to fall into the K-hole. I'd seen a person. It looked like an exorcism. Smizer, did you want to take the ketamine? Mia, I didn't feel I had a choice. Smizer, did he take rugs while working? Mia, he was always working. Once on the way to Chelsea Handler. Smizer, how did Mr. Combs treat you? Mia, sometimes like best friend and working partners, sometimes like a worthless piece of crap. Smizer, how would he compliment you? Mia, my work. He gave me little advice. Smizer, and to tell you you were worthless? Mia, long extended rants about how incompetent and stupid I was, threatened my job. Smizer, anything physical? Mia, throwing things at me. Smizer, did he talk about jobs for you? Mia, yes. Before Revolt Films, he talked about other companies. I told him I wanted to create and develop TV shows, especially comedy. He said that's what he wanted to do too. Then he would take my credits away. You ask her what she wants to do. Then you tell her that's what you want to do and take her credits away. Smizer, what did he throw at you? Mia, a bowl of spaghetti, turkey meat, a computer, a phone. He threw a computer at her. Smizer, let's talk about the spaghetti. What did he tell you to do? Mia, to go get people, but I need to change my tampon, he yelled. Yo, girl, I said, do it now. Blood was dripping down my leg. I said, I have to go change my tampon. Smizer, what did Mr. Combs do? Mia, he threw a bowl of spaghetti at me, then said, get the F out my house. He chased me out. I was barefoot. I hid in a bush, then to the hotel. She was trying to go change her tampon. I feel like we've entered the Twilight Zone. She couldn't even go change her tampon? Oh, Smizer, what did HR tell you, Mia, that I was going to be suspended without pay? That's what Puff wanted. So she's going to be suspended without pay after that. Smizer, where were you when he threw a computer at you? Mia, in a trailer. Swiss Beats was there. The Wi-Fi was broken and I went to look into it. I came back and said they were working on it. Smizer, what did Mr. Combs do? Mia, I said I should talk to Bill Gates if I had to. Then he threw his computer at my head hard. It just missed me. I ran and hid behind the luggage van. Smizer, how did you feel? Mia, I wondered what I did. What did I do to make him feel like this to me? Smizer, did he hurt you? Mia, Turks and Caicos. And then at Revolt offices. Smizer, where were you in Turks? Mia, a hammock by my room. Puff dumped a bucket of ice on me, screaming. Then Puff took my phone. I didn't want him to see it. The team, we'd messaged about his mood. I didn't want him to see it, so I jumped on his back. Smizer, what did he do? Mia, he threw me back into the pool. Smizer, and at Revolt TV, Mia, he was using my phone and I didn't want him to see my message. Maybe I called him an asshole. I tried to get the phone back. He ran into the bathroom, then slammed the door on my arm repeatedly. Smizer, injuries? Mia, bruises. Smizer, did you see him later? Mia, at the studio. He told me he sent all my compromising photos to his phone in case I had stuff on him. Kind of like a bullying joke. Smizer, how did you take it? Mia, I had no photos, so I knew he was lying. Smizer, what are these? Mia, my emails with Tony and Sharon. I said Puff took my iPhone. I don't know when I'll get it back. Tony asked what happened. I said, definitely an in-person story. Smizer said, why? Mia, I wouldn't put violence in writing. Smizer, who was Matt? Mia, Puff's engineer. At one point we dated. Smizer, I have more. And then they took a break. We haven't even got to the graping part. We have not even got to the part where he graped her. Y'all get the likes up. Y'all get them likes up. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. Given the nasty and violent nature of the rap music in general, why is it a surprise people like Diddy and the people he promote are having this outcome? Obviously not good for humanity, this music. Thank you so much for this info. You dropped that T clearly. Thank you. He ruined so many lives, prideful like Satan. What in the hell? Listen, let me go up and see what some of y'all are talking about before we go jump on this train. It hurts her soul just to read these statements to us live. You see it, right? I don't even wanna. This is so freaking dark and nasty. What kind of testimony are we listening to? As a woman, being told that I can't go change my tampon? What? I've got blood running down my leg, and then you throw a bowl of spaghetti at me and tell me to get the F out of your house, and I have to run out barefoot and go hide in the bushes? Slamming my door in the arm, slamming my arm, I couldn't even say it right. Slamming my arm in the door repeatedly? How did he get this much power? Sheesh. Clinton, that is the $1 million question. This is really egregious listening to all of this stuff. And then I sit back and I listen to people talk about he's going to go free, he's going to this, he's going to that. I don't know what he's going to get, but this is the most disturbing thing that I've had to sit and listen to or read. I don't even think learning about demonology was this freaking haunting for me. There's a demon. There's a demon. I got to find the name of the demon, but it's an energy. It's definitely an energy. And what makes me like really sit back and be stuck the way that I'm stuck is y'all got to think while we out here, it's all about the Benjamins, baby. All about but while we out here dancing and two-stepping last night, I couldn't even get an answer. Tried to call but my pride wouldn't let me down, down, down. And I'm sitting here with this blank expression and the way I feel. I want to curl up like a child. That song, like it just puts things into a whole different perspective. While we out here moving and grooving to the sounds of Bad Boy, the people that are helping to make all of this come to light, like they're being abused behind the scenes. What is that? It ain't poop, but I don't know what fell off that tree. My appointment is at 6:00. Thank you for the sticker. Oh, I'm not walking for 10 minutes. That's not happening. Um, Hold on, you guys. Go in 19 minutes. When will I get there? 4:30. All right. I can see the look on your face. I can only imagine what the jury is thinking. I don't even know what to think or feel, honestly. Like, I really don't know what to think or feel anymore. It's like, how much more? How much more are we going to listen to before a determination is made? Like, how many more people have to tell their story? Like, no, remember when they did the reunion and made him get into it because he was heavier? He talked about, wait, what? How Diddy got into it with him. Who? Who you talking about, Mama Zay? He's an abuser. I mean, Kittle, I think I said that right. You said people can only do what you allow. Thank you for the cash app. um, to a degree. To a degree. You got to understand. That's why I feel like I really need to go over Dr. Dawn um, Hughes' testimony, because a lot of people still don't get it. You still don't. People still don't get it. It's not that simple. It's really not that simple. Like, people feel like you could just get up and walk away. It's not that simple. Once you're in, you're stuck. Delight Danielle, I don't understand. Are you talking to me or were you talking to somebody else? He's a horrible human. Well, you guys, I'm gonna have to end this soon, but let me go ahead and let me finish this off for y'all. before I get on the train. So Smizer says the actual assaults. When did they occur? Mia, when I was working for Puff. Smizer, where was the first time? Mia, the Plaza Hotel in New York for Puff's 40th birthday. Smizer, were you his personal assistant? Mia, yes, I'd been there only a few months. Smizer, what rooms did Mr. Combs rent out? Mia, the penthouse. Party guests and celebrities were there. Smizer, what did Mr. Combs do? Mia, he asked to speak with me in the kitchen. Smizer, what did he do? Mia, he had everyone else clear the room. Smizer, what did he say? Mia, that that we're going to be working closer together. He poured us 2 shots of vodka each for his birthday. Smizer, what did you do with the shot? Mia, I took them. They hit me hard. Usually I could take it easily. My eyes couldn't focus. My face was close. He put his arm up the side of my dress and he kissed me. Smizer, what did you want him to? Mia, no. Smizer, were you able to say no? Mia, I was shocked. I froze. I didn't process what was happening. Next thing I knew, it was morning and I was in a chair in the penthouse. Smizer, how did you how had you looked at him? Mia, like an older adult. He was the boss or the king. Smizer, what were your expectations? Mia, I thought it would never happen again. A huge mistake. Yo, basically he rugged her and raped her. What happened at Prince's party was Cassie and the assistant Mia weren't supposed to be at Prince's party. They snuck out and they went. Diddy popped up and seen the both of them there. They took off running into the woods, but Diddy caught up with her, with Cassie, and he began to beat her, but Prince's security intervened. Baby, this is a lot. This is a lot to ingest and take in. Hey, little bird. Hey, pigeons. The birds are around me, just so y'all know. Thank you for the super chats and the rubies, you guys. Let's get ready to go to the train. This is a lot to be taken in right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a lot to ingest. It's a lot to digest and a lot to process. And the thing is, what I do want to start doing is I do want to start going through some of these transcripts because I feel like, I transcribe the best that I can. Inner City Press transcribes the best that he can. But I really want to verbatim these. I really want to do my Henny docu-transcript series where I start creating the stories out of the transcripts. Now that's going to take time for me to do, but if I start now, I'll be able to have the series finished. So I'm going to work on trying to get all of the transcripts so that I can go piece by piece, story by story, and break all of this down. But like I told y'all, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that before or after the court case is over because right now, transcripts are not available online on Pacer. And to get them from the courthouse is anywhere, I think it's like 50 cents a page, which is like $150. To get them online is $300. That's a lot of money. But I'm going to see what I could do. I'm going to see what I could do and just start taking it one story at a time. But this is definitely not a lot to take in, you guys. $500 a week? What you mean, Wonder Woman? Shit, I wish I could get $500 a week, girl. Thank you, Trust. Thank you for the sticker. It would be about that probably. No, it would be more than that. That's like $600 a week. If they're $150, that's 3, 6. Actually, it's more than that. Because that's 3, that's 6, that's $750. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be trying to see what I could do, or like I said, I'll have to wait until they're available on Pacer. But you guys, that's gonna do it for me for right now. I'll do my best to try to come back a little later on. And, you know, give y'all the rest of what happened in court today. But y'all go cleanse yourselves. Go purify yourselves in the lake, in the waters of Lake Minnetonka somewhere. Because, baby, that was a lot. But anyway, thank y'all for tapping in, tuning in, and supporting. As always, I will come back later. Remember, love is always love, y'all. Remember to vibe high so the bullshit don't stick. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace, everybody.